till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. On we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. On we'll go. We'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on
Hello, and welcome back to Creators of Aeonce Season 2, Episode 18. Um, Honestly, I'm kind of struggling to remember where we left off, but I'll give a brief introduction. Or maybe you guys can introduce your characters this time. We'll start from the right side all the way to the left. So, Clyrian.
Wait, what are you doing?
We're
You're
doing
doing.
a brief introduction.
Hello, how am I introducing myself?
Uh,
I'm small
well,
and I'm.
you can start with your class,
Uh,
race, and like
oh,
a little
I'm.
snippet about your character.
Okay. I'm multi-classing knowledge cleric and alchemist artificer, and I'm small and uh, kind of shy about things, but I worked for in a library, and yeah, I wasn't prepared for this at all.
I didn't really warn you guys that I was going to be grilling you, but Quintetta, your turn.
She's not here.
Oh, I forgot. Quintetta's still working on getting her audio set up. So that leaves Castiel.
Yeah, I'm Castiel, Celestial Paladin. Pretty much the best race in Aeonce. And currently going through a crisis of religion as we meet our makers.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So that is where we left. Thank you. That reminded me. So we left off last time. Arachrin had shown up as a homunculus in kind of crystals and chunks of his body. He had been holding on to the white creator sphere and handed it to us to say, basically that Shiva, the oracle, does not necessarily have the creator's best intentions at heart, and that he has actually spoken with the creators themselves, and that if we wanted to speak to them ourselves as well, we could look into the white creator sphere. So, but anyway, Marcus,
Hello.
what is your
Yes,
class, race, and a little bit about your character?
I am an artificer battlesmith. My name is Marcus Rockford. I have my trusty sidekick Took, who is a golem of sorts, and our little furry friend Monty, who is a monkey with a robotic tail. And yeah, I'm just the heir to a large shipping company and
Oh, just the air.
li-
No, no big deal.
the heir. Yeah, living my
The
best
heir
life.
to airships.
Oh,
The airships. Okay, Arden, how about you?
I'm Arden, orc, uh, barbarian, juggler extraordinaire. Um, I'm not actually with the group now. I don't think
No, you didn't.
so.
Neither am
I
I.
guess
So don't
that's
feel bad.
yeah. That's all I have to introduce myself. I think.
You mean you're not with the group, like story wise, or you're actually leaving the heroes of Aeonce?
Story wise.
Yeah,
What?
no story
Oh my
wise.
gosh. Okay. Well, you could. What about the clones? You want to talk about the clones a little bit?
Oh, so Arden's a clone of orc general. Um, there's a lot of us running around, and I just yeah. So last time I told everyone what the deal is with all the clones and why I'm being so secretive about it.
I was gonna touch up on that on my recap of previous session, but
Then more to come. But that's all I got.
called the shared soul.
So, my character is Nairomi. She is a human time arbiter. At least she used to be an arbiter of time. Now she just kind of does like Doctor Strange time magic with a little more lightning sazazzle added to it. um, but basically, she's traveled back and forth through time. But we've gotten to a time arc of trying to save the world that she hasn't seen before. Um, so yeah. Drew, you want to give us a previously on?
Absolutely, it's like I plan for that every session.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you did a little intro of each of our characters. This is the second season. A different crew of Heroes of Aeonce traveled in first season together. Creator spheres. This world where they all live. Aeonce is doomed for destruction, darkness on the edge, a void that is consuming it. If not, all the creator spheres are found, hidden throughout the realms. It will be destroyed. So this group has banded together in search for the taboo creator spheres. Thankfully, they found one so far, and they're currently working on finding a lead to the second one, the yellow creator sphere. So, welcome everyone tonight to Creators of Aeonce, where a group of our brave souls have collided in an effort to make something magical out of an ordinary Tuesday night. So last time on Creators of Aeonce, the heroes finally sealed the gates and lock away the fiends. In the aftermath, Barosuk came together to rebuild the docks. With Stephanie's help and her officially taking over as head of the Barosuk docks for Marcus, he is now left free to join the Heroes of Aeonce as a new adventurer. And being a new part of the team, he informs them all that they may use his blimp to travel to Gromar. After the fight, he sets out to prepare for departure in the morning. And while at his airship, Marcus begins to tinker with a shard of Varkun Horcadius, the legendary fiend they sealed away when they closed the gate. One of his horns dropped at the end of the battle, and Marcus and Took brought that with them, and he's now tinkering away, trying to solve the puzzles of what this could be used for. The rest of the heroes travel together to the Laughable Snowdrop Tavern for a celebratory drink. Mainly, the biggest thing was Arden has a young lackey training under him to learn the ways of being a juggler. And during this battle, he scored his first kill ever by chucking a hand axe to help protect Arden. And so everybody wanted to celebrate with him and give a drink. It's while they're in the tavern that in conversation it comes up. They bring up Arden's strange behavior, and through conversation discover that Arden is one of Thok Steady Mountain's clones. Thok Steady Mountain is a very high power figure here in the kingdom of Barosuk. In fact, Thok Steady Mountain is the general of the entire army and the Rough Glaive soldiers. He is the epitome of orc physical health and capabilities, and it seems like he wanted to preserve that by making clones of himself. Arden just happens to be one of those clones. So Naganshi has made many clones for Thok, and something went wrong or right somehow. You guys aren't really sure. Arden's definitely not sure. But somehow all of these clones are sentient and living their own lives all over Aeonce. Stranger than that, they all seem to share the same soul, giving them the ability to perceive one another and trade places at will. Arden then informs the rest of the team that another clone that is in King Utal's court is also part of the Dark Hand. With this reveal, the team lets go of a layer of secrets and relaxes more around one another. They talk briefly about having each other's back and trusting one another. After a lot of friction in the team, this time celebrating and being together allowed them all to blow off steam and come closer as a team. Soon after, there is a flash of light, and the hero's ethereal form is summoned to a massive tree in a different part of Aeonce. They quickly recognize that this is the same location where they obtained the green creator sphere. Up on the beach, Arachrin, broken and dying after 2 months of using the white creator sphere, reveals a dark truth to the heroes. He tells them Shiva, the oracle, is not the oracle she tells everyone, and that she could not only talk to creators because she had the white creator sphere in her possession. Worse than that, he explains that Shiva's intention is to use all of the spheres for her own purpose. Arachrin then gives the heroes the chance to confirm his story by allowing them to touch the white creator sphere. Doing so, the heroes find themselves in a dark, empty space that quickly forms into a heavenly atmosphere. Surrounding them are the creators. So again, the beach swirls away as layers of gates unfold from the sphere and encompass each of you. The material plane falls away, and you all stand in a vast emptiness. The ground ripples as if you are standing on the surface of a perfect crystal lake with nothing to reflect but the black space and yourselves. Slowly, from all around you, that heavenly, serene scenery spreads into view and takes place all around you. And just beyond this, beyond what you can see, almost transparent and slowly taking shape, 6 godly sized forms appear, violently breaking against the blackness beyond this heavenly, almost oasis that you find yourselves in. Ahead of you, a white, gleaming form of an armored warrior covered in wings takes shape. Its arms hold a scale big enough to hold a whole kingdom in them. The form floats closer until the godly shape fades, and instead, what seems like a celestial man approaches you and takes a seat against a throne of white crystal that forms up around him. Welcome, heroes of Aeonce. I am Yatuk. Behind you, the black void ripples and then swirls into multiple three-dimensional, ever-shifting shapes. They converge and pull and tear from one another until the form fades into a black female human. She sits on a throne of black crystals. Welcome, heroes. I am Anima. Beside her, a godly-sized form with 6 arms spirals into shape. Its body flexes and bends into whatever form you deem to be the most attractive. Each of you sees something different, and each arm is holding gifts and various types of art utensils and instruments. The form steps forward and fades to a male orc who sits on a throne of red crystals. Welcome, heroes. I am Intir. Across from Intir, a giant tree grows with multiple arms like tendrils. It leans in closer to you. The form slowly fades to an elf male who sits on a throne of green crystals. Hello, heroes. I am Gaia. Then beside Gaia, a rush of water and elements explodes into shape and swirl around your view. The changing elements collide together and form a watery figure. It gushes forward until it fades into a female Spinor that sits on a throne of blue crystals. Hello, heroes. I am Mana. Across from Mana, from Mana, a violent blast of energy arcs across the view as electricity converges to a single point. It freezes in place, rotates, and explodes again with a vortex of arcane energy. The lightning all strikes to a single point where a female dragoon sits on a throne of yellow crystals. Hello, heroes. I am Mana. I am Mew.
Not Mana!
Not Mana. With the six sitting around you in thrones, even in their what would resemble similar yet maybe distant ancient, their features are more crude, more crisp in certain ways. The elf is not what you know as an elf, and the celestial is there's slight variations, but enough that you can put them in their place.
Do you have pictures of the different creators?
Just the verbal descriptions. I don't think I could have found images of each of these in
Yeah,
particular.
this is fine.
I would have had to draw them, and nobody wants that. So, even sitting around you in this form, their size is still enormous, and you find yourselves as more of an entree on a dinner table than amongst peers, I would say. We will be brief, for Arachron will fade soon. Once he does, so too will your connection to this sanctuary. Yatuk starts. Aeonce is dying. It is, if not all the creator spheres are gathered, it will fall into darkness. This much has never changed, Mew says. Your mission was always our design, but Shiva cannot hide her heart from us. We know her intentions is to take our place as the sole creator, Anima says. It is not for us to decide what happens with the sphere, but to whom we can speak with, we offer guidance, Mana says. We cherish all that Aeonce has become. Flaws and all, it is perfect, Antir says. But with the freedom of our creations possesses, there are those who tip the balance towards destruction. Gather the spheres, and perhaps you can find another way, Gaia says. There's a pause as each of the creators kind of look to one another and nod in unison. I'm sure you did not expect to see us here today. Nobody ever really expects to meet their makers, but it is an honor, as you are the fruition of much planning. Welcome, heroes. So, with this kind of moment that each of the creators seem to take, they're kind of almost as if they're weighing you or thinking about you or looking inward at each of you, looking dumbfounded, I'm guessing.
Guys,
How are each of
Mana's
you
thinking about
standing in this? How are each of you standing in this moment right now?
Castiel is kneeling in a prayer to the creators, and his eyes just flat on the ground,
Okay.
I'm staring
completely
at
stock still.
Mana. I'm sort of doing the prayer, but I'm staring at Mana, just super excited. Well, also like contemplating what they're saying about Shiva, of course, but still like it's Mana.
Nairomi does the prayer and bow, and then she kind of looks at Yatuk, because Yatuk's the one that made her into an Arbiter of Time in the first place, right? Or was it Mew? No.
That is me.
I remember she used to, like, in one of her former lives, she used to be, like, a follower of Yatuk. But
Well, that can be true, but you are made an emissary of Mew.
okay.
That doesn't necessarily mean.
Quintetta asked, I missed, is there a god of souls?
Yes.
But anyway, Nairomi locks eyes with Mew and is kind of standing tall, like, because she kind of considers Mew to be like her co-worker, who's also kind of her boss. But like they've worked together before. They have a relationship that way.
Sorry, say that again. Did you just call Mew your coworker?
Yeah.
No, I don't think that's the dynamic.
No?
Not quite.
Well, not. I mean, boss. I said,
You are.
but like
That's like you
we've done
calling-
work together before, so it's not an entirely unfamiliar way that she's approaching Mew, I guess.
That's
Like-
in a sense that's like, because if you were to work for the government, that's like calling the president your coworker. Not quite. Maybe in a technical way, you are connected, but in no way have you ever actually been in the presence or
Oh, I thought I actually spoke with
experienced
Mew.
an interaction with Mew. No, you've
Oh.
never.
Okay. Well,
You
Nairomi's
spoke with a
memories
crew,
are
gotcha.
all crazy because
Absolutely.
I was sure that I at least met like Yatuk or somebody when I was first made an Arbiter of Time when we started this campaign like 7 years ago.
You were imparted with a powerful and terrible destiny when made the Time Arbiter, and the interaction left you with horrid burning hands. So yes, you were touched in a way, but it wasn't like a, "Hey, hi, how you doing? I'm Mew." It was much less than that.
Well, what I meant to say is that she approaches Mew and I guess the rest of the creators, not like totally groveling, but with respect, as if like the example that you gave, as if somebody who like worked a few ranks below the president had met the president. Like you're not gonna bow on the floor necessarily, but
Humbled.
yeah.
I think is a good word.
But she holds herself up with like pride that she does do the work of the creators.
Byron is fangirling, not groveling. Just to make that clear.
Yeah.
I would say there might be an era of for Nairomi, like I was right, kind of like
A little, yeah.
like I knew I was serving the creators when I did this.
More
or
like I
when
was hoping all along that I wasn't wrong, and I'm happy to
validated or
happy to be validated.
vindicated.
Quintetta, can you guys
There
hear me?
she is.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yay!
Okay, yay. Quintetta probably, gives a bow respectfully, but the second she looks at you, it's almost like she's trying to cave in on herself, and starts like trying to like goes to the back of the group, kind of feeling somewhat like, I guess, I don't know. She just has a lot of emotions going on right now. She's in awe of what's going on, and she's happy to be here. But she's definitely going to the back of the group.
Everybody, make a perception with disadvantage. You're a little preoccupied, but I'll let you make a perception anyway. Look at that, Castiel.
Wow.
There is no such thing as disadvantage.
Even
for
with
me.
me neither.
Oh man, could have been a crit, Cliven. With everything that's happening, so Nairomi, you notice, and you definitely pick up on Quintetta as she moves towards the back. Clyron, you were just all about this awesome, epic, very serpentine and an aquamarine water-like Spinor that just represents everything that you have given yourself to with all of your alchemy and your work. I mean, you were just infatuated in this, so you don't notice anything. You don't notice anything. Castiel, you were just face on the ground and not moving. Not on the ground, but you're looking down.
Eyes on the ground.
You don't notice anything. Nairomi, you notice not all of Quintetta is there.
Hmm?
She seems a bit, maybe not the same as Arakran was. He was like broken to like in pieces, physically tearing apart. But Quintetta is also broken in the sense where her ethereal form in this state, in this place, before the creators, it's not all there. Almost as if like you took a shattered glass, you took a broke glass, and that made that into a ghost.
Wow. Uh, does it seem like astral projection?
Yeah, you're all in astral form, but you are
But her
you just
astral form is weird.
it's broken looking.
Interesting. I don't know what to make of that. I don't say anything. I'm not gonna like
Yeah, no, yeah.
point her out.
It's just something you notice. And Quintetta, you're just moving like to the back. Are you doing anything else? You just
I'm not really doing anything else. I still bow and show my respects because, like, first of all, I'm just part of Quintetta. Like, wasn't quite sure if they did exist or not. Like, she was about like doing good and being good. So the fact that she's seeing them is kind of like astonishing to her. But then now she's having a lot of mixed emotions going through her. And she's just kind of taking a step back from the group, but still being very respectful.
by stepping back, it sounds like you're taking a step away from you because you're circled. I mean, they have you in every direction. So taking a
Oh.
step away from Yatuk is like taking a step towards Anima. You know what I
And then
mean?
I guess I will be taking a step away from your took.
Okay.
So
A step from creation and one to chaos.
I guess so.
Which
That seems
is
more like her anyway.
is another form of creation.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I meant life to chaos. They're all creators.
Hmm. Yeah, Yatuk would represent balance and creation, where Anima would represent destruction and chaos. Um,
So I'm sure any of the creators looking at him would pick it up. Castiel would want to say something, but also will not say anything because he's just in a completely reverent place right now.
yeah. Um, you definitely have that same sense, but far more powerful when you last touched the Green Creator Sphere. This is a place of warmth, of safety, and you almost just feel like nothing could be wrong. And even while your brain tries to say like, okay, I know there's problems in the world, everything just feels okay. Uh, and so in that position, Castiel, you feel, as much as you may want to say something, you feel understood. And even though you do not speak, you keep your reverend state. You feel heard um, by all of them around you. So they continue on. We, you, us, Castiel, Nairomi, Quintetta, Clyron, Arden, Marcus, Rava, Brisk, Roman. You were always the design. You are our chosen heroes of Aeonce. When you go forward, know that you move with our blessing. We are with you. When Arakran falls, Lanami, will discover the white creator sphere, Yitzhak says. She will return it to Shiva, who will then possess the green and white sphere, Mana says. You will need others to face her, Gaia says. Finding trust will be difficult, but you have each other, Entir says.
Why would Lanami take the white creator sphere to Shiva even though she can use it and speak with you all and understand that it shouldn't be given to Shiva?
As you have seen what has become of Arachrin, it is not for everyone to wield the spheres. The enormous amount of power will likely consume anyone who attempts to use them, unless they know how. Or
This Castiel kind of like unconsciously clenches his right hand a little bit.
yeah, which shattered for a moment completely. When he first touched the sphere, the green creator sphere. Lanami is a trusted person, a grand weapon in the wrong hands. She will know to respect the sphere and will not touch it. But as so many in Aeonce have been curtained by the confusion and misuse of power Shiva has put over everyone, Lanami will do what she does best and follow her orders. She will not touch the sphere, but she will return it to someone who will.
So you want us to let Lanami return the sphere to Shiva?
You have no choice. When Arachrin fades, you will leave this sanctuary, for you are only here in an ethereal form by his willpower right now. He is the only one truly using the white creator sphere at this time. You are just summoned by him in the sanctuary space. When he finally dies, you will go back to your own bodies in Barasuk, leaving the white creator sphere on the ground here in Beiji. Lanami is already on his trail right now. She will find it within the month.
Is there any way to save Arachrin? Place him back in his true body?
This is Arachrin's true body fading, and he knows what is to come. He has played his part. It is his time for peace. The rest of you are not done yet.
Nairobi like turns away from the creators and like sheds a tear. Tries to cover it.
You feel understood. Do not mourn the loss of your friends. You will see them once again. We will receive Arachrin.
Thank
And
you.
at this
That means a
point,
lot to Nairobi specifically because Arachrin is evil. The fact that I guess the creators receive anybody, good or evil, but she wasn't really sure about where Arachrin would end up in the afterlife.
Well, so that's what's complicated about what you understand about the Pantheon in Aeonce, is this is a circle around you. It's not a polar, like a bipolar, what am I not saying right? Line, There's not one side's good, one side's evil. This is a
It's Knights of
circle.
the Round Table.
It's like a
This is
circle.
a circle, and you can fit anywhere on this, regardless of any type or anything that you are. All of it is quite necessary for existence.
And as they say that about Arachrin, being back with them, Castiel, just barely a whisper, is reciting the prayer of passing.
Isn't praying just talking to the creators? Can you just say that right to them? We're here.
It's like a ritual thing.
Ah.
That's how he do.
If you hear him, you would recognize this prayer. This is what he does every time that
Yeah.
he's praying over dead to pass them on to the Pyridinium.
Imagine Nairobi sacrifices a record soul to Chronocave.
The Mew will there'll be like a thunder, a kind of ripple of lightning across the sky, stretches over all top of you. There's more bad news.
Of course there is.
The end is beginning.
What do you mean? It's been beginning.
No, you will now begin to feel the tremors. The end, as Aeonce begins to fall, as it begins to descend into darkness. There will be earthquakes, there will be volcanoes, eruptions, there will be tsunamis. You must make haste, heroes, or safeguard what you can for what remains in Aeonce. But more dangerous than any of those is the same as our separation from you all means your training, your magic will become less effective. I fear that with Arachrin's passing will be the first time a ripple of magic will falter. I don't know if you'll feel it, but you will definitely notice when you try or use any form of magic. And this is Mew speaking, who created magic.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, another thunder will ripple across the side, and Mew says, "It is time." And with those words, the blinding white light flickers once more, and you are all ripped from the void, then ripped from the beach, back into your own bodies in the tavern. With a moment's glance before blinking back as yourselves, you see the last wave and somewhat pained smile of Arachrin before his body shifts apart into white crystal dust as the white crater sphere falls to the ground. So, back in your place, back in the bar, Dahlia is kind of like, "What, you lightweights? Wake up, wake up!" Kind of shakes, you guys at the table. You're pretty much so the other rough graves are like, "Ah!"
Yeah, Castiel is just like staring straight ahead.
We can't talk to anybody about this, really.
Quintetta does not wake up.
Uh-oh. Nairobi is looking at the wall, tears streaming down her face and not trying to let anybody notice it.
Go check on Quintetta.
If somebody says Quintetta, Nairobi will like wipe the tears from her face real quick and like snap to attention.
Likewise, that'll get Castiel's attention too.
Can I make a medicine check on her?
Yeah. She's not breathing.
Not breathing?
Can I try to do a guided memory on her again?
I have Revivify now.
Oh yeah, do that.
I don't have a diamond.
I have a diamond and
Is she
Revivify.
dead?
Can I cast Revivify on her?
Well, is Nairobi casting Revivify?
No,
or
I'm.
you?
Oh, are you
She
casting
pop-
Revivify, Nairobi?
I have a diamond. Yeah.
Do it.
Okay. I do
Do
it.
it. I forgot to buy it.
Yeah, I was gonna check and see if she was actually dead first, but
Well, she's not breathing. Does she have a pulse?
I'm assuming
yeah,
not
so
breathing means
that was
dead.
just to be dramatic. Yeah, but
Oh.
at a 20, she was not breathing, and yes, you could tell as you continue to assess her, she doesn't have a pulse. Quintetta's dead.
What?
So using Revivify, what does this look like? Using a diamond to revive her.
Uh. I guess the inside of the diamond kind of looks like crackling lightning, and it just spins very quickly over top of her heart, and it goes ka-dung like a defibrillator.
Like into her chest.
Yeah.
Like,
zzz.
So this all happens quite quickly. Yeah, Castiel, you noticed for a moment as suddenly Nairomi is jumping to action, casting Revivify when you all wake up.
yeah, I'm like, she's dead.
Quintetta did not. And yeah, you're bringing her back. Revivify, the lightning arcs through. You can kind of see it's passing through Quintetta's body. She kind of jolts upward, a bit twitchy at first.
Sure, you murdered your sister.
Well, I didn't roll crappy Constitution.
No, you just decided to murder her for it.
The White Creator Sphere murdered her?
No, I mean she died herself by touching it and failing. But yeah, I mean it also
Okay.
killed Arachnid.
very dangerous.
It also
Dang.
killed Arachnid. It didn't like just kill her. It killed like her soul touched it and then died and then went back to her. And
Yeah,
was still dead.
she's got like gravel in her soul or something.
And so
Soul
yeah,
gravel.
Soul gravel.
Quintetta, you suddenly jolt back to consciousness. I mean, you were there with the makers, and as you feel ripped backwards, for a moment there is just this darkness and this tearing feeling, and nothing but darkness and falling, and then suddenly this arc of lightning hits you in the chest, and you open your eyes. And there over you is Clyra and Nairomi.
Quintetta? Hello? Are you okay?
You could talk again, Quintetta. Unless
So Quintetta looks around and goes, "Whoa, that is one scary trip back, guys."
Yeah.
It's like,
You were
Oof.
dead!
Quintetta, I don't Are we alone in the tavern now? Are there like other people watching us? Because I imagine
partying.
bringing her back to life in the middle of a tavern would probably bring an audience.
Yeah, Dahlia and the rough glaive around you are like, what the hell did she drink? But you hear one of the orcs like, those humans are lightweights. But beyond that, no, the rest of the bar just keeps on. I mean, they're all so into what they're doing, and it is very busy in the bar. So yeah, you get a few looks like, hey, what you doing over there?
She just had too
But-
much to drink. She'll be fine.
Did we get someplace private to talk?
Or yes, perhaps we should retire.
Yeah.
Wait, so you all didn't do the whole blackness and falling?
No, you were
No.
dead. You were very dead. You had no pulse.
Clyra, maybe we talk about that later. I say, looking around the room.
She was dead.
Can't hold her liquor, this one. I pat her on the back.
Quintetta looks down at her mug, see if she has any any alcohol left, and she just drinks the last bit of it and puts her drink down.
Make a deception, Naomi.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Dahlia's just like, all right, no more drinking for her. Let's. We need her for the trip. Let's. We'll just take this. So you like try. You like try to finish your drink. He's just like, no, no, no. Smacks your hand. No
Come
more.
on! Oh my goodness. So I guess when Quintenta just stands up now and just starts walking out. Starts walking out of the bar. She doesn't say a word. She just stands up and walks.
And so Arden, you're back with them in the bar, but you didn't touch the sphere to see the creators. So you're coming back with them at the same time they are, but it seems like you definitely did not see everything they did. But the same amount of time probably passed.
Okay. Well, since it seems like people want to talk about stuff later, I will just follow them until they start talking, and then I would ask my question.
Yeah, Castiel will get up and follow and indicate for Arden to come too. And as he's walking out, you notice he looks a little unsteady. But again, as usual, his drink is barely half touched.
I'm so crying.
Quill is passed out.
14-year-olds shouldn't drink. It just should be said.
He had his first kill.
No, he's 14.
He's
Hold
murdered
on.
someone. That makes
This is not America. And
Castiel touches Quill and casts protection from poison.
Same legal
neutralize the
drinking age in
alcohol.
Europe is 14.
hey, kids, don't drink until it's legally okay for you when you're 21. But in false mythical worlds,
if you have a paladin who knows how to give you protection from poison. Just kidding. Still don't do it. It's
If you
illegal.
kill someone, don't do that either. Never mind.
Your first kill, it's fine.
Gareth says murder is just character growth. That's definitely Quill.
character development. Well, he didn't murder somebody, he murdered a fiend. So if you see a fiend, like, at your school or something, you should probably kill that.
Like an
too.
actual demon coming out
The
of the
demon
ground,
shows up,
eating your friend.
go ham. Okay, so I take it you all are gathering together and leaving. Ironically, this is the tavern where you could have a room if you want, or you could head back to the airship where you have a room with just as you did on your way to Barosuk.
I think airship would be better, and Marcus was directly mentioned.
Airship.
Yeah,
Easy
and Marcus
enough.
was directly mentioned by the creators as well. So Castiel would want to include him in conversation.
I want to go somewhere I can bring Keepo back, but I also I need to talk to Quintetta more urgently about what happened.
So nice.
What was that, Marcus?
I was saying Castiel was so nice wanting to include me.
Yeah. So easy enough. You all get to, you know where the airship's at. You can see the blimp probably from the tavern. So you all head there. All right. You all climb aboard the Daedalus, and meeting you is Marcus's crew. They welcome you aboard, but definitely get back to work. It looks like they're stocking up for the journey ahead and preparing everything. Looks like one of them is tying down and setting up additional ballistas. After fighting one dragon, they're a little more prepared.
Sounds like a good idea.
And I'm sure you guys can probably hear Marcus is tinkering.
Tink, tink, tink.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in there.
It's locked.
I
Monty
know.
pops his head through the little hole.
The monkey.
Monty, please. Can you get Marcus?
Monty holds a hand out to you.
Okay, can I reach his hand?
He smacks your hand before you touch him and goes and holds his hand out expectingly.
I give him some more of my jewelry I have.
Oh my gosh. What? Extortion
opens-
monkey.
Monty opens the door.
Jewelry, he wants food.
He totally took the jewelry. I'm gonna run out of jewelry.
Maybe just give him like a bead from the jewelry next time.
He hates me.
I don't know. Now there's expectations.
Cla-
Jewelry or
Classic
bust.
extortion monkey.
Go in. Marcus!
Yeah, come on in.
Marcus, we saw Mana.
Mona.
Mana! We saw Mana.
Ah, Mana. Who's Mana?
You don't know the creator?
Oh, Mana. Oh, yeah, Mana. I knew who you were talking about.
I get
Drew's
real
laughing.
sad.
Drew's laughing because he knows why I'm not excited.
Okay. Well,
What's-
everybody? I'm gonna try to pull literally everybody into his little workshop.
it's a good sized workshop. Everybody fits.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
cool.
not little.
Oh yeah, Castiel
what's-
just as soon as you went and followed you in, just expecting to be let in.
I'm gonna close the door.
Quintetta is definitely not.
Monty screeches at him.
Nairomi is following Quintetta. Where
Marcus.
are you going, Quintetta? You headed to your room?
Oh
No,
yeah.
I pulled everybody in.
Oh,
You used a spell.
No, I'm gonna say, please come in. We
okay.
gotta talk about this stuff.
Yep. I'm on my way. After you,
I'm too-
Quintetta.
I'm too drunk.
No, you're not. Okay. We know you didn't actually do any drinking.
Okay. Quintetta just like rubs her face and just follows. She doesn't feel like fighting. She just follows and sits down.
Quill is laid in his bed. The rest of you all come together in Marcus's his workshop there. So you're all together now.
And I don't realize any of them came in except for Claren because she knocked.
Well, they all came in like after her, so they all come in at the
Well,
same
no,
time.
I rolled a 1 as perception.
Oh, you're just like you haven't even stopped looking at what you're working. Like you're working on this little vat that will hold the Valhoon horn. You haven't stopped working on this for hours. So when she comes in and says all this, you haven't even looked over at her.
I'm gonna get Castiel and Arden to help me close the door behind us. And pull out the lamp of invisibility, or of revealing, sorry, the lamp of revealing, and look around for anything invisible.
For a moment, there's definitely an eye watching you.
An eye?
Yeah, there's just a big old floating eyeball.
We're being scryed on right now.
As you say that, it disappears.
Oh my goodness.
Could we tell who done it? Does detect magic let you know who's peering in on you from the other side? Is there any divination thing I can do?
You
Magic's
have to.
Gone, but
Yeah, it's gone.
Oh,
I shouldn't have
You'd
said
have
anything.
to do it in the moment.
Claren.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I didn't.
What?
I was worried and.
No, I mean, we didn't say anything that the eyeball could really see, right?
Not yet, but that's why I pulled it out. just in case we were being watched. I'm gonna leave this out and keep an eye out for any eyes.
That was smart, Claren. Thank you.
I am gonna if I cast Dispel Magic, I don't have it. I don't actually have Dispel Magic.
I do have it. I just need a
Oh, I
target.
do. I have it.
Uh,
Do you have any spell slots left? You might.
Oh,
So
you're
still-
right.
We've not slept yet.
Oh,
Um,
I already reset them all, so I forgot where I left them off because I
I
figured
guess
it
we
was a new
can yell
day.
at it.
I
for 10
have
minutes.
detect magic still.
you can do. I think you could do it as a ritual, which will take you 10 minutes, which is fine. But Naomi, you would also know. You have some inclination. It's possible to figure out who scryed on you, as somebody attempted to do the same thing to you when you were scrying on them. But
Wait.
it's you don't know what that is, and that opportunity is gone because the scry has ended.
I did say that we saw Mana. Oh no.
But that's all you said was we saw Mana.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, you
Okay.
could have had like a religious epiphany. They don't know. Be like, I saw Mana in my heart of hearts.
Yeah, but I said we, as in us.
Well, it could have been a royal we, you know? They don't know.
You are kind of a different sort of we.
Yeah. Okay.
Could have said we as in we.
Well,
It's a good thing you noticed it when you did before it got further than that.
true.
But
Okay.
Quintetta, when we were in the, I look around for any more eyeballs that might be scrying.
I'm definitely watching for eyeballs.
You do not see any other eyeballs.
When
Just the ones
So-
that are supposed to be there.
Hey guys, you could always just hit the anti-eavesdrop button on the back wall.
you have one of those on this ship?
Hold up, what?
What?
I don't think the dungeon master knew that you had such a thing.
I'm interested in what that could possibly even be. There is a loud horn that constantly blares so that nobody else can hear. No, anything. No.
It's prestidigitation, and it just does that constant, like, most annoying sound in the world
Yeah.
from Dumb and Dumber.
It's the mosquito noise, like, the high pitched screech. The luring away teenagers.
No, I was gonna go with the room is built with a specific material that prevents low-level scrying and magic being used.
Well,
Negatively
scrying
destruct.
is a high level spell, but
Okay. No,
it's all good.
never mind.
There is such a thing. It's not made of materials, though.
Well, I've just seen as my character doesn't use magic.
Yeah. Or deals with
So we.
spy stuff. So, go ahead. Go ahead,
It's
Byron.
a button, but it doesn't really do anything. It's just like a placebo.
No, it shuts all the windows and locks the doors so people can't eavesdrop that's on the ship.
So we can't really necessarily trust anyone that works with the. I don't know how we're going to do this going forward.
Yeah.
Well, I
But
trust my entire crew because they've been with me since I was a young lad.
Do you think we can trust Midas?
Midas.
He does have the golden touch.
I'm not sure. I trust Midas. I don't know to what extent Midas is aware of the situation.
I don't think to any extent. I think everybody was under the same impression that, you know.
But I trust Lanami too, and if there's any way that we can get a message to her, if anybody here knows sending, I know the creator said that there wasn't anything that we can do, but it seems wrong to not even try to get through to Lanami, even if it's just to plant a seed of doubt.
Tomorrow I can try, but I have to tell you, even hearing it directly from the creators, I have a hard time believing it myself. This is what I grew up to do.
Yeah, she could end up being told that we're compromised.
I mean, she'll have to. Lanami strikes me as the type of person who will want to have those answers herself. And even if she's been told that we may have been compromised, she would she strikes me as the person that would want to come to the truth on her own. So even if she still turns in the white creator sphere, she could turn out to be an ally of ours.
Did you did you expect this out of Shiva? Oh,
I
like
had my
the Shiva.
suspicions.
Why did you have your suspicions?
It I've been through time a few different times with Shiva, and it has never mattered to her who her foot soldiers were that she was calling her heroes of Aeonce. And it was just her last ditch attempt to try to summon more forces to to basically summon all the resources that she could to get all of the spheres to herself. And I think there was a time um, where I could just tell that there was something more to the story she was giving us as to why she wanted all of the spheres. I could sense that she had a different motive with her use of the spheres more than she was letting on to the people that she was recruiting. I didn't really understand that this was what she was going to do, was to be completely against what the creator's wishes. But I did sense that there was more to it.
You can't. I don't. Castiel stopped speaking again.
And I never trusted her after the way that she had treated Aracrin.
How did she treat him?
I'm trying to remember. I don't know if she had a part in Aracrin becoming a homunculus. I know that that was mostly Nagan Shi. But she kept him in the Justicar dungeons, just suffering rather than trying to find a way to aid him. And gave no promise that she would put him back together when she did receive the White Creator Sphere. Even though he
That's
had been
horrible.
one of her soldiers.
Well, so the way you said that started out like you were just thinking, not Nairobi actually speaking.
Yeah, I kind of went
What
meta to unmeta.
seamlessly you went from you asking a question to Nairobi speaking. So your interaction involving Shiva and Aracrin was that Shiva chose Aracrin to be a hero of Aeonce, and she put him on the team, and you were against that at first, because you didn't agree with everything that Aracrin had done to you in the Kingdom of Kine. So you had posed, why Aracrin's evil. We know this. Why is he? And she had explained to you everything that you need to do to get these spheres isn't going to be black and white, and you are going to need him to do the things that you won't do. That's what she told you. Which ended up being true in the end.
Yeah.
None of you were going to be able to do what he did to the Dearth Camelisk.
Yeah.
But as far as you understood, because you saw him in the hospital, he was not in any pain. He was just a lifeless, unconscious vegetable. He was just a body, in
Well,
a vegetative
his
state.
actual body was in a the homunculus Aracrin was in excruciating pain all the time.
That's not his actual body. So his actual body, which was in the cellar and the
Yeah.
jails beneath, that didn't seem like it was in any pain. So the part that Shiva had something to do with, which she didn't really have anything to do with it, that Akron was in the jail, but that she had any say over authoritatively, was just sleeping. Nagan Shi rebuilt a homunculus because he knew something else from Arakran. Arakran regained his memories from your timeline after interacting with you. And so
This is
Nagan Shi
really
was able to
complicated.
Nagan Shi was able to use that to his advantage by recreating Arakran as a homunculus.
I guess
So
Nairobi
yeah,
felt that there was more Shiva could do to it, considering that she was in direct contact with the creators, and the creators could have done something about putting Arakaran back in his actual body. But yeah, I don't know.
no,
I
Nairobi just has that like
basically
hero.
Liz rolled an insight check last time she met up with Shiva as to what she was gonna do with the spheres, and she got a crit. And Shiva wasn't saying everything.
Nairobi just had an intuition that it wasn't everything, and she's always felt that way. She can't really put her foot down on what exactly or why she didn't trust.
I'm trying to remember too. I feel like I had a conversation with either Mew or Yatuk at one point.
You had a conversation with the DM. That's probably what it came down to.
No, it wasn't just that. It was in game too.
You've never talked to one of the creators before.
I've talked. Yeah, I have.
Anyway,
I remember it.
You,
It was
That's
7
what
years
women-
ago, but I think it happened.
wherever it was, let's go on and talk more about other stuff.
Speaking of Arakran, what was that? What letter did he mention?
Oh, let me see if I can find it.
I'll have it in your journals.
Yeah.
What all happened? It sounds like I missed out on a lot.
There is much to talk about. It's hard to form thoughts on it.
So I can read you his letter. And I'm sorry I didn't bring it up to you before, but I mean, until you had this knowledge that you gained from the creators themselves, I don't think you would have taken it. When Arakran disappeared after Arungail turned into a tree, this is what he had written to me. Dear Nairomi, this is as far as I had planned ahead. I'm going to need your help as soon as possible if we're going to make use of this advantage. I'm holding the white creator sphere. I used it to send you this message. I can already feel it eating away at me, and I will not be able to hide it for much longer. If you remember our first time around, because Zarakran remembers when we faced this 7 years ago as well, the Oracle said she put me on this team because I could make the choices the rest of you wouldn't. It took us failing last time for me to understand what that meant. There was no reasoning with Shulaun? Shaolun. I forgot who Shaolun was.
That's the Dearth Camelisk.
There never
That's
was.
his actual name.
We stole the sphere, but he only tracked us down and killed everyone in Beiji. He killed all of my former friends and heroes of Aeonce. I knew doing so would kill me, but luck would have it that wasn't my actual body. Just a homunculus made by Naganshi. When Arungail wished the white sphere into my possession, that made it so my soul could return to my actual body in the jailhouse of Kine. I'm still in Kine as I write this, but I'm not sure how long I can safely stay. I did not mean to betray your trust. I hope you will understand this was the only safe way for any of you to get the green creator sphere and not have Arungail's sacrifice mean nothing. You keep that sphere safe and find a way to get to me. Then we will have 2 spheres, and the rest should be a piece of cake. By the way, the magic here will hold the air elemental for 10 minutes. If 10 minutes go up, or if you dismiss him, he will reappear to me with the same chest. You can respond by writing something or putting something into the chest. If I don't hear from you in a day, I'll send another. Please be quick. I risk my life every time I use the white creator sphere. Besides, I do not know what is going to come looking for it now that it is in my possession. P.S. Sorry, Arakran. And I failed after receiving this letter. Because now not only does Shiva have the green creator sphere that Arachron tried to tell me to keep safe, she also has the white creator sphere is on its way to her as well. And I fear that everything that happened to Arachron that he sacrificed was for nothing.
Do we continue to go after the other spheres now, knowing this?
We
Of
have
course.
to.
Yeah, we do have to. You're right.
I
But-
wish I knew about this sooner. I didn't know Rakren enough to trust him at all, to be honest.
And honestly, that's
And
why
maybe you're right.
I
I would
couldn't
not have
tell
believed
you.
you if you showed me this, but
What are these spheres you talk of?
you've never heard of the creator spheres.
What a great question.
I'm just saying, I've not been around. I live in a different environment, different city.
Well, if you want to give him a rundown, DM, Castiel will tell him all about the creator spheres.
Dial explains that 6 elemental spheres designated by color: white, black, green, blue, yellow, and red. Each of these 6 spheres will pertain to a specific element and part of all of existence in Aeonce. With them, everything was created. Almost as like an artist uses a paintbrush to create their art, the creators use the spheres to make everything that you know, everything that exists here in Aeonce. These are immensely second to none, powerful objects. It is taboo entirely to do anything with them. At least it was that way for many years. Told by everybody, by Shiva, that these are not to be meddled with. And they've never been seen, used, or ever heard of existing anywhere. So it's kind of like one of those myths people believe in or are told stories about, but it's just kind of like an origin story that everybody gets behind. So apparently they do exist and are out there.
Yeah, I never thought they were real, but and Castiel pulls off his gauntlet to show his arm that is just cracks along it that look almost like rocks. Now it's pretty limber and loose, but nearly destroyed it before. So, but I touched one myself, and I felt just a small fraction of that power, and Arachron himself was consumed by it. And Castiel looks at Nairobi and says, "You have to understand. The Oracle was the conduit to the Creator. She was the Creator's voice here on Aeonce."
I understand you believed that, and that should have been her role. Unfortunately, her purpose has been corrupted.
She's abused everything.
Okay.
So,
I have some understanding now.
so,
So why do we need to get these things?
how do we even get them? Like, we can't touch them. We can't use them. So,
Who's to say Took can't touch them?
We can safely transport the sphere without touching them. We did it with the previous one after I held it. What we're after now with Donak is the heart, and the heart will lead us to the sphere. We did the same thing with the jungle heart that Nairobi, Arden, and the other heroes before I met them obtained.
where are we going to put this sphere? Like, I don't want to go through all of this trouble to go find it, and then us just be sitting there or standing there with the sphere, and Shiva comes along and then just takes it.
Well,
Marcus,
I have a proposition for one place we could keep it safe.
Where?
Inside of Took.
Are you trying to create Ultron? This is how you get Ultron.
Nairobi thinks deeply and about Xiaobu and asks him, "Can I tell them?" and shows him her memory of this discussion. We want to. I don't know. Like-
Okay.
He says okay? Or was that
No. I'm saying as a DM, okay, you're putting that out there for him. Okay,
Yeah.
that's good to know.
I'm asking. Do I get a response?
You usually don't get like a
Immediate
nothing
response.
comes. Yeah, nothing just like comes out of the void.
He's gotta
Um,
think about the memory, dude.
Yeah, well, no, Nairomi will go. I'm not sure I'm ready to talk about it yet, but I'm devising a plan, and I'll let you know. But
Okay, maybe we can talk
Okay.
about it tomorrow then.
yeah, but I'm open to suggestions if anyone else has one too. But I
Wow.
have an idea.
There's the
Perhaps this is
library.
why Marcus was sent to us by the creators. They said he was part of their design.
There's the library as well. But I would have to be certain of some things before I decided to go there with anything. Nobody else can get to the library unless they have an invitation.
And who decides the invitations?
The Clyrans.
Byrons. What?
Yeah.
But
Did I know this thing? There's multiple of her too.
Give me
Anything that's,
history. You might know. You're an
anything
educated
that's
magic
kept
person.
in the library cannot be removed.
But can we trust them? We were just told not to trust anybody. I can't trust the order.
It's
I'm
what-
going to
Castiel,
Castiel,
we will have to trust some people. We can't get through this without trusting some people, and
the only ones I can trust
I-
are you.
I don't.
each other. I
What
agree.
do they need to know, though, to get their help? Can we
need to-
limit the knowledge that we share?
I need to know that they're not going to misuse them either.
Okay.
I would need to talk with them first, and I would need absolute certainty that they wouldn't misuse anything for their own benefit.
Well, we have time to work this out before we actually make it to the sphere. You know,
Okay.
we've
I don't actually want to discover the sphere unless we know specifically where it is going to go.
I
'Cause
mean,
I feel like
even
like
if
that
it's
point-
just in our hands and not Shiva's, it's at least safer. But I agree. I want to have a plan before we get the sphere. But we still have time before we make it that far.
Shiva
I
still
cannot
knew.
take on Shiva. I cannot
Shiva's-
take her on.
I'm not talking about taking on Shiva.
Well,
No.
well, if she knows that we found it and we're just sitting there with it, and she
Shiva knew as soon as we obtained the green sphere. The
Well,
very moment.
she knows that we are. What she knows now is that we're still working with her, right?
So far as we know, I don't know who's scrying on us.
They saw nothing of importance anyway.
I hope so. I mean, if they're scrying on us, they're untrusting of us anyway. You know?
that is true.
Whoever it was.
So what
That's my
what is
concern.
the sphere we're after now, Drew?
You were after the yellow sphere.
And what does it
so
do?
the yellow sphere is in control of energy, physics, movements, like storms, electricity,
Magic?
magic.
If we get the yellow crater sphere, even the heart, we might be able to obscure some of Sheba's influence over us so that she still thinks we're on her side. And the reason that she can't read us is because we have the heart in hand. It's worth a chance. Already hoping that she doesn't already know. But she has many different heroes of Aeonce that she has to be looking in on all the time.
Yeah.
But I agree. I think these conversations need to be brief and few and far between until we at least have the yellow creator sphere.
It's making me a
If
little
only
nervous.
Roman were here.
Yeah. What did Roman have that made him impervious from divination?
song.
Just a song. Can I learn the
and
song?
the ability to play it and cast the magic.
Yeah.
But yes, he sang a song every morning that
Mm.
prevented you guys from being targetable by divination.
Do you
I
think?
may learn a spell that can help us with that, but it will take some time.
I think.
As in, I'm not on a level for it.
Yeah. Gotcha.
It's like you guys are going dragon hunting. No, I'm just kidding.
I do want to go
Power
dragon hunting.
leveling. Marcus, I don't know if you had a chance to say, but Castiel brought. Maybe that's why you're part of the team. I don't know if you had any thoughts on that.
What team am I a part of? I guess I'm trying to grasp what our goal is and who we work for. I don't know.
Well,
You got to remember, I'm an outsider. I know nothing as to what's really going on. You've told me that
Oh, I'm
there are
sorry,
these
Marcus.
we work
Oh,
for the
you-
six stones
creators.
that I need.
The creators have chosen you to be a hero for them. They said your name.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, really?
They
He's
asked
very
for
already-
you personally. It's a high honor.
I'm so excited for you.
And you've already said you're joining us. You yourself.
Yeah, I said I'd help you guys out. I didn't know
And this
what.
is what they meant. This is so
I guess
great.
we'll see how things will go. I'll
Let me put it this way,
provide your
Marcus.
assist.
We succeed, or Aeonce ends.
Okay. Those odds are stiff and high.
We
All I
succeeded
know
once
is I'm
when
ready
the odds
to
were high.
explore. I'm ready to learn and gain more knowledge. And maybe I can help you guys out.
We still need to find, again, a plan to do with the spheres. It's kind of what went wrong with the green one. None of us had a plan for it until we had it, and there was arguing.
I can craft you guys a gauntlet and you can store the spheres in that.
Don't think it'll work that way.
I know. I mean, as long
I
as
mean,
nobody
that's basically
snaps while
what
wearing
Shiva.
it.
That's basically what Shiva has on her head. She's got a crown that has eyes of each color of the sphere.
As you look at Castiel's shield and see the same layout.
Yeah, I'm eyeing Castiel's shield while I say that.
I'm going to send a letter to ask for an invitation to the library to speak with the Clarins.
Is a letter safe?
I think that's a good idea. However, I think
I write in
my
code.
plan might be a little more secure
Oh,
with a
Double ink.
well-trusted individual. I
okay.
can't, like I said, I have to speak
I'll
with
bench
them
it
a
then.
little more.
If you
Well,
do
go
that.
ahead and send the letter if it'll take time to hear back from the Clarins, but
Why?
But do we trust a letter?
do we trust the
I-
other Clarins?
That's what I need to know.
What,
I'd rather talk to them before we have a sphere in our hand.
how would you know that you can trust them? Before you tell them of our plan, we need to be sure.
Remember, I knew I could trust Shiva. With everything.
No, you guys don't understand. I'm aware of this. I'm aware of the issue. I want to know for a fact that we can trust them and we can use their space first before I decide to do this.
Right, I'm asking what's it going to take for you to know that you can trust them?
Can
Trust
we
their
know
make
allegiance.
It's going to take a conversation.
can we make a fake sphere to trick them and place it in the library and see what happens?
I don't even know how we would begin to do that. They're way
I
too...
don't know either.
They're way too
Oh,
perceptive.
Clara.
They
If
know
we
it
had
when
the
they
green
saw them.
creator sphere, I would say that we could because you can actually
Wait,
change
what-
perception.
Byron.
But we don't.
It's almost as if you have a book that has those exact things in it.
Oh. Wait, what? What things? Are
Your
you?
book, written by Marzan,
Yeah, I know.
describes that he built the Heartstones, a
Mhm.
Whoa.
pretend creator sphere.
Wait,
So,
you're
so
telling
going.
me you
Um,
have a book written by
She didn't
Marzam?
say any of that.
Okay.
She
I didn't
didn't
say
say
that.
any of
I
that.
didn't say that to you.
My
I
arch
was.
I haven't
nemesis,
said that.
Marzam?
I haven't said
Why is
anything.
Marzan your arch nemesis?
I've just decided because he took my freaking clock tower. I mean, I guess it was his clock tower, and then my Nairobi took his clock tower.
Anything. You
But
do
then,
not know
but then
this
he
at
wouldn't
all.
let me try to save Shijan Danji, and he was like, "Just let Sal and Von Diesel's army in. I want to see chaos." So I don't really have a high opinion of him, and I want to learn divination magic so that I can out divination Marzam.
Okay,
I
if Quintetta actually say that, I was going to bring up the heart.
I did say that out loud. I said, "How
Okay.
about we?" She's trying to figure out a
Okay.
way to test
Go-
the Clyrens.
So
Go
maybe
ahead,
we
Clyren.
maybe we collect the hearts first, and then a heart first, and then show them that we collected a true actual sphere and see how they react. Although I
We
don't.
would need the heart to find the sphere. We can't give
I
it to them.
know. I know that. I don't
We
want
got
to
two
give it
hearts?
to them.
Okay. What if we use the heart, find the sphere, then you go to the library as we have the sphere? I don't know.
Maybe one of you doesn't come into the library and holds on to the sphere. Well, I talked to them.
Okay, that could probably be tabled until we've talked with
Yeah.
my
Yes.
plan.
We have two potential plans, as long as we got something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if only we can make a plan to get the heart from Donak. But Quintetta, I want to talk to you about what happened when we met with the creators.
Yes, Arden, did you get filled in the full story about how we met the creators and they were there and you're telling us that Shivda was against us?
Well,
We're
I'm
talking
kind of
about
piecing.
Philip.
Oh my god.
So, okay, sorry, what did you say, Arden?
I'm kind of piecing it together, but the specifics I don't think you've told me yet. Shiva's not with us.
Gotcha. So Quintetta starts going into very specific little details. So you were there with oh my gosh, what was Jake's character's
Rakran,
name?
Marcus?
Rakran.
Rakran said this out loud, and then he said, "If you don't believe me, the creators will tell you themselves." And you didn't touch the sphere.
Oh yeah, okay. So
Rakran told you that Shiva wants to use the spheres for herself. But go ahead, Quintetta.
So Quintetta starts going into very specific little details of what happened. So we touched the sphere, and when we touched the sphere, there was like water and there was a reflection, and oh man, and I'm getting tired here, and and she just kind of fills in pretty much like literally detail by detail of
And anytime
everything.
Mana is mentioned, Clyren will squeal.
I did mention Clarence squeals, and very very specific details. So Arden, you feel like you were there, and then Quintetta goes, "Wow, man, look at the time. Alrighty, I want to go to bed, guys. We'll
Right, I'm all
catch
filled
up
in now.
tomorrow."
I think Nairobi wanted to talk to you specifically, Quintetta.
Yeah. Quintetta, when we were meeting with the creators
Is this happening in front of everybody, or are you two doing an aside?
in front of everybody, because
Okay.
we talked about
Yeah.
doing everything as a group from now on. But when
Almost
we
everything.
met in front of the creators in our astral forms, your astral form seemed incomplete and broken. It was as if there were shattered pieces of glass that assembled a ghost. I don't know if you have memory of this, but when we were flying over from before we had encountered the dragon in the airship, you had terrible or some kind of episode, and there was magic swirling around you, and you weren't making much sense, and you were crying out to your deceased husband, Terrakin, I believe is his name, and I tried to comfort you and did a brief walk through your past with a spell called Guided Memory, and it was all I could do to keep you from being in pain. And once I completed the spell, you weren't in pain any further, and I'm sorry for breaching your privacy like this, but I wonder if that is connected to perhaps your astral soul being in turmoil. Oh, I don't think it's safe for you to use the spheres. Maybe not even the heart, but I want to know if you can tell me a little bit about what's happening to you.
Probably the only person who I would know had any answers might be you took. I don't have answers. All I do know is I'm here. I am part of Heroes of you guys, and my only point is that I will do anything and everything in my power to make sure that this world is fixed before anything else was ever to happen.
I
Why
hug
would you took have
Quintetta.
answers?
Say that again?
Which one?
Both of you.
Both
First,
of you, just not at the same time.
I was just saying, like, why would you took have answers?
and I said I hug Quintetta.
She pats Claren.
Claren doesn't hug.
Aw.
So Quintetta probably like leans her head in and pats her head. All because Yutuk knows more about I don't know about souls, into souls, and what's happening to souls, and what's happening to magic, and why things are dying and things have to die. I don't know. Ask Yutuk. He probably knows the answers. Me, why would I be deemed to know answers of any of this stuff? I don't get to know. I'm just Quintetta. I don't get to know the answers as to why things die and things don't die, why certain souls can be. I don't know. The world can
I
just.
understand. I understand. Better than you think.
I'm still hugging Quintetta.
So, when you're having one of these episodes, or guess how often does this happen to you, and what do you see when it happens?
I see. I see everything normal. It's just painful. But I mean, I can see you guys, and I can see everything around me. I'm not in control.
Do you
at the
see
moment.
Terrakin?
Terracus? I think about him. We don't need to talk about this. We have other problems going on.
Your problems matter too.
Yeah, and we want to help you, especially because we're about to face some horrible dangers, and
Oh, believe me, I'm ready. I'm ready to face anything. Just know that I am 120% into every battle. Not caring. I'm ready to save and help fix things.
We are more alike than I think you would know.
I think there's Quintetta with the way that you say that. There's a little bit of a like a quiver that a few of you can kind of catch up on, or pick up on, especially you Claren and Quintetta. You do kind of like a mental count. It's already been a month. You know the clock is ticking.
Why she's on the airship too, instead of at the end. She kind of she gives Castiel probably like a very small little smile, just a little smile, but then continues.
Can
I definitely.
Sorry. Can I do an insight check just to see if Quintetta's holding anything back?
Yeah.
As you're looking, smiling at Castiel, he's just got this like 1,000-yard stare.
How's the 20, Jennifer? I'm guessing.
Does that mean like I have to share things or what?
No,
No,
you just tell me what.
Are you holding something back?
Yeah, if
Oh.
I notice if you're.
You can definitely tell she is holding something back. Not to be like malicious or anything. You can just tell that she's just holding something back just because it's something
Okay.
that would pain her just to keep talking about it, kind of a thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there anything further for now? I think I at least could use some rest.
Yeah.
I'm feeling really bad right now.
Yeah.
Claren, you're amazing. You are
Wait,
awesome.
Claire, didn't you get fully healed up before? Or are you
Oh,
still
no,
like?
yeah, I am. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I was gonna say you should be fine.
Super sad.
I just feel bad emotionally.
Oh,
Yeah, okay.
That's how I took it. So
I feel real
Claren,
bad.
you're awesome. You're amazing.
You're awesome
But yeah,
too.
I think Castiel's pretty emotionally and spiritually shook at the moment too.
We all
Mhm.
are. Even me. I mean, I had my doubts about Shiva, but I was hoping. Maybe a small part of me was hoping I was wrong.
Mm.
It's about this time as your conversation seems to be winding down. You guys hear, there's like a not a telephone. What are those like old fashioned like sound thing? So they got in old houses. You could push the button
yeah.
and it opens up like a phone. Not a
Yeah.
phone. One of those big like fan looking things, and you
Okay,
hear
anyway.
Captain Marcus, we've got company.
Uh-oh.
Not
What do you mean
company.
company.
And
Oh no.
I mean you're on top deck, so you've got like a window and a view. Even though you're in lockdown mode, do you release lockdown mode or
Who is it?
do you look
Yeah,
out?
release lockdown mode.
Oh,
Look out
what?
the window.
So you can see out the window, slipping off of a hippogriff
Uh-oh.
is a kind of smaller grayish orc, white frizzled hair parted on the middle.
Do you have a picture?
No,
Oh.
Just
a
listen
nice
to the
little orc.
description.
Older looking orc, kind of working a uniform, like farmer per se, and kind of dusts off his gloves as he steps off the hippogriff. Arden, you recognize this is Flint. He kind of turns back to the guy that had announced that you have company, and he says, I don't mean to be a bother. It's just I heard I heard you guys There's an orc on board. I heard he was in town. Just wanted to say my piece. Give him a hello.
And I see this.
You can see the windows are open, so
Okay.
yeah, you can see Flint.
All right. Now
Someone
I'll
Art.
look. What? Yeah. Well, I'll look and like squint and do like a double take and Flint. Is that you?
You leave the room.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm running up to get up top deck.
You are on top deck. This is like
Oh.
the bigger version of the captain's quarters, which has been mostly utilized for tinkering instead of sleeping.
Then yes,
that's what
I'll go.
I'd rather do. Anybody
Yeah,
else
out
leave?
on the deck and fly over to him.
Anybody else come out, or you all just kind of stay back? As
Yeah, I'll come out. I'm curious.
okay.
Same turn.
If you guys do, so Arden, yeah, as you head out and you fly out, you just hear "Oh dear creators, well, this is a sight for sore eyes." Kind of this 5 foot 8 inches, gray skinned orc with no tusks, big eyes. Arden, I'd be damned. It's been years, boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna fly over and give him a big bear hug. And Flint, I thought I'd never see you again. How have you been?
It's been up and down. You're literally lifting him up and down. Never thought I'd see you again. Oh my! Things are good right now. I actually work for the Citadel. I'm their animal trainer there. What's been up with you?
Well, yeah, I've been looking for the Shadow Cirque, trying to follow him around for, but then I recently became one of the heroes of Aeonce with the rest of my group here. I'll turn and gesture towards everyone.
He looks like that went way over his head, but as you gesture to everybody else, he'll kind of do like a half wave. Definitely looks like he's not like cleaned up or dressed up enough for the occasion. Seeing Castiel and Quintetta and there.
And Castiel's just standing with his arms just crossed, helmet on, so you can't see his face, and he's just staring off. But it just looks like he's staring right at him with all the 6 eyes of his helmet.
I'll do a polite bow.
Nice to
everyone. This is Flint. Flint here is one of my good friends back from my circus days.
Nice to meet you, folks. Sorry to intrude or anything. I just wanted to make sure I saw it for real. I heard word in the Arcliff that an Arden was here. I couldn't believe it. I had to look into it. So, my gosh, you look good. You've grown. Have you grown? You need to stop that.
Yeah, I'll like flex a bit.
Oh man, what you doing back in Barosuk?
Well, we're on missions, on a mission for the Oracle.
On a mission, yeah.
Didn't know how to continue that sentence.
Yeah, I don't. I'm just gonna go with that for now.
Oh, well, it's good to see you, Arden. That night in Travenstein was so awful. I didn't know whether or not you'd made it out. The fire came on so quickly. He kind of like cuts himself off before he continues about the last time you saw him was during the Shadow Cirque attack on your circus.
Mm-hmm.
And so he kind of looks over at the other people, like, do they know this? Like, you get the sense that he doesn't know if he should keep talking or whatnot.
Yeah. So yeah, I've thought the worst. I'm very great to see you. Everyone here already, I let them all know. We're actually sort of fighting back against the Shadow Cirque. We've ran into him a couple times, and I won't let that go unpunished. I actually ran into Krosk a while ago too. Oh shoot, what happened to Krosk?
Last you know, he went to prison for what the Shadow Cirque had done to you guys during the festival. He was their fall guy.
Okay, right. So, but he's other than being in prison, he's safe, to my knowledge.
Maybe, you know, he went to prison and he said his goodbyes because you knew there wasn't nothing he couldn't change that really.
Yes. Then, yeah, I ran into Krosk a bit ago. He was good, but then he got caught up in the crossfire, and they arrested him. Hopefully, he's doing fine.
Yeah, last I heard, he was the Shadow Cirque. The ones, the few of us they captured, we were made to work for them and to train their members. And well, if it wasn't for Madame Mittmeyer, I'd probably still be caught up in all of that. But thankfully, I put all that behind me. Got a good job here. King Utol's animal trainer. He kind of pats the hippogriff on the back. Glad you're okay, and boy, that's good to hear that somebody's taking the fight to them. I just hope that and pray they never found what they were looking for that night when they attacked, especially if they were willing to kill so many for it.
What were they looking for?
Well, at first, most of us thought it was you. But I guess if you don't know, you should probably sit down. Is there a place to sit down?
Yeah, here, come to my room.
Okay.
I'll lead him inside.
I take it we're no longer there.
Unless you're all piling into his room, but yeah.
Only if we're allowed. I
Are
don't
you
want to
allowed?
intrude.
So I didn't. So when we would leave, I wouldn't gesture everyone else to follow. And I just sort of
Say goodnight.
make
like
way, and
yeah.
Okay.
Quintetta takes the hint and just says good night and just walks back to her room.
I'm gonna set up my alchemy table and make a tonic.
Okay. Arden, wasn't until later I found out that they weren't looking for you. You were my first guess, but because of the suspicious nature we obtained you, but they were looking for something else. They claimed your mother stole from them. They were looking for some stone or relic. Your mother died refusing to talk to them. I'm sorry you didn't know.
a stone. I don't. At first, I mean, I thought it was me. I was just double checking. I don't think I've ever heard anything like this before. What? Do you know what it was?
Well, you were just a boy, so it makes sense. I feel terrible no one ever got the chance to tell you. I'm sure Vola would have told you when she thought it was right for you to know, but well, he kind of really looks like stuck on his words. Vola wasn't your real mother. In fact, she said you didn't have one. I'm not sure what that meant, but one night, after seeing Thok, she came home with you. The weirdest thing about that night is that she said she was going back for more. Later, she explained that the Citadel was hiding a whole bunch of perfect infants in some kind of machine. I'm not sure what they did to you as a baby, but I know your mother. Whatever was going on, she died because she freed you and your siblings.
I
And you kind of see like Tehran approach from the side, and he's just. Is he talking about us? Ask him about the machine. Oh, go ahead,
yeah.
whatever you're going to say.
You said she freed me and my siblings. Was there were my siblings in the siblings I didn't know about in our circus?
Oh, well, we took you all in at one point, but it wasn't safe to keep you all. It would look quite suspicious having 10 or 12 of you all look alike. That would put on a good show, but probably get some weird questions from authorities, especially knowing now after the Shadow Cirque attacked us. I knew you were adopted. The family that oh no. She I mean we adopted you, but Volda knew we couldn't take all of you in. She didn't say much. Whatever she saw down there freaked her out. It was some kind of nightmare. But all those babies hooked up to some power source. She told me she grabbed you and ran, and then when she could, she returned. The power source was gone, but that became pretty much what the Carnival Fantasia was about. For the next few decades, the Carnival Fantasia spent all those years smuggling the rest of your siblings all around Aeonce. From this, like Saiger, you'll hear him kind of break in. He's just like, I knew I was adopted, but the family that raised me in the kingdom of Maroso never told me I was stolen as an infant. What does it mean we don't have parents? How can someone be born without parents? Saiger's kind of breathing escalates a little bit.
I'd say back to Sager. Oh, I guess it makes sense that all of us would have been adopted, probably, huh? I never really thought about that. And no, Grant.
No. Please, you first.
Back to Flint, I'd say. What this? You said there was a machine. What? Did you see it?
No, I wouldn't be able to get close to the Citadel back then. But your mom, she was pretty close with Thok. He was a regular with her, so she had a way in. And every visit, she'd come back with another. She just told me it was like some kind of a lab experiment. Like out of a nightmare. All of you guys hooked up.
Experiment.
It's the best I could understand. She went on about this power source that was gone.
Would that be the relic?
That must be it. I don't know. The same. That kind of makes sense. The relic the Shadow Cirque was talking about? That could be. I don't know. Maybe. So instead of stealing you guys, they think she stole the power source?
Well, so if she went back and it was gone, she didn't have it.
No, she never came back with any kind of relic or kind of super power source. I would have noticed that. Just every time, another baby in her arms.
Do you remember their names?
They didn't have names. You were just nameless, parentless, perfect little babies. I mean, when we passed each of them off to families around Aeonce, we let them give names. But your mother kept you. She didn't have you. You were her son. There's no question about that.
Arden would be fighting back tears, trying to suck him back up into his eyes.
Oh,
Not this guy! Oh, I'm sorry to burden you with such heavy information. Actually, I thought this would be more of a happy reunion, but gosh, I didn't know how much this sat on me. I've been holding this information for so long. It's been so long since I've seen you. I heard rumors of an orc being called up as a hero of Aeonce, and from the description, I just knew it was you. You've done well, boy. Volda, she would have been proud. She knew in her heart she was doing the right thing that day, even though in the end it got her killed.
Yeah, well, this was good. I mean, it's great to see you again. This answers some questions and raises more.
You must be careful in the kingdom. My guess is whoever wanted Volda dead and was searching for that relic still lives here in the kingdom. I can't shake the suspicion that Thok had something to do with it. Never liked his smug face. It's kind of your face too, but yeah.
Well, I feel like if the Shadow Sword came after us trying to get the relic, and we didn't have it, I don't see why they would have stopped at us. They probably went everywhere trying to look for it, and if by now they might have it. So I mean, I guess I'll just redouble my efforts against them.
Well, if the Shadow Cirque ever got whatever they were looking for, you better believe it's with Sweet Tooth and his twisted whatever he's got going on down there.
Metal.
I guess. I've heard there's a lot of it down there.
I'm gonna pull him in for a big bear hug again.
Oh.
He gives you a big hug. Well, how long are you in town?
That I don't really think's up to me.
Well, you ever need anything, come on by. I've got a place near the Citadel, but we've got a pretty good herd of animals. I can help you with anything you need. You just ask. We're not
All right. And if you ever see this airship, you can I guess fly on back up here, and I'll be here. You're always welcome.
Yeah, the Rockfords. That's interesting. I don't typically ship here to borrow sook, but whatever that's about. You always were destined for a strange future. I guess same way it started. Good luck to you and be safe.
I hear that.
With that, he'll just kind of give you another big hug. And well, he sees that Quill is asleep, but he goes over and he kind of gives Quill a big hug. Leaves him a little animal figurine, and he just has him in his pocket. And he says, I knew Quill when he was real little. Met him, admired, had him under some pretty tough circumstances. That's probably why she helped me get out. Told this boy a lot of stories about you. I'm sure he looks up to you.
Yeah, you know each other. He's I've taken him on as my apprentice.
Is that so? He's gonna make a hell of a juggler someday then.
Oh, he's already getting there.
You keep that boy safe.
You know I will.
And with that, Flint will leave your room, jump back on the hippogriff, and fly back into the night.
And I'll walk him out and stare at him until I can't see him anymore.
Anything else this night? Does anybody else have anything to...
What time is it in game?
It's nighttime.
I guess Castiel would work on. He's got to compile a report on the dock incident, so gotta keep that up.
Are you
You're
gonna-
fairly certain that falls under Captain Driggs' jurisdiction, but I'm sure he would accept any additional paperwork you fill up on it. But responsibility-wise, that one's not yours. But okay. Claren, did you have something? I thought I heard you.
Oh yeah. I wanted to make and drink a tonic because I need to, and also work on writing the letter.
Okay.
But I'll write it.
What order?
I'll write out. Okay, yeah. Well, I
I'm
mean,
kidding.
I was gonna cook up while the tonic's cooking. I was gonna work on the letter.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I'd probably, while it brews, you work on the letter, and then. So give me a Constitution save. All right.
Okay.
With such a heavy and emotional day, you end it in a very sad, sobby, drunken sleep.
Well, I don't sleep.
Well, you're unable to. Yes, you're right. Not even like your meditations. You just have a hard time.
Yeah.
So even getting your meditative Zen state, you're just sad and drunk.
I would have had a 20 if it was advantage. Natty. Oh well. Okay.
All right. The next morning, you all come to a nice, crispy, cold morning. Light snowfall on this wonderful next day in Barosuk. You probably have a few minutes to go about your daily routine before you hear the...
Oh, there was one more thing, Drew. I was gonna summon Hermes again before sleeping.
Oh. Sure. Okay. If you get the Sabella slot, yeah.
Yeah,
You just have a horse now somewhere on the blimp. I guess in the cargo bay. You're just holding on to... There's a horse there. A few minutes and you guys hear the stamp of the rough glaives, the blunt end of their glaives snap against the dock. Dahlia hollers, making known their presence, and you all ready? Off to Gromar.
Wait. Did we skip to morning?
It is morning now.
Crap. Before we went to bed, I wanted to do something.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I
What
know. I had people answered, and I was waiting for my
Oh,
turn,
okay.
and So, I do have this nifty spell called divination, and
Oh yeah, where you throw some rocks in the sky and see what happens.
yeah. Well,
Single
no,
question.
this isn't the rocks, is it?
No, I was just
No,
assuming.
this isn't that spell. I know what one you're talking about. No, this one lets me to it puts me in contact with one of the creators. And since Quintetta said she doesn't know why this is happening to her. Yatuk might have the answers. Although she said that Yatuk, I think she meant Mew, because Mew's the one that deals with magic.
She said what she said.
Okay. So I'll contact Yatuk and ask, basically, why is this happening to Quintetta?
Is there a roll you have to make?
I ask a single question. I offer up appropriate sacrificial offering. I have a talisman, I think, of Yatuk from the past. Let me check my bio.
Yeah, you have something like that. You ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days.
I guess the activity is Quintetta's episodes.
What's your question concerning Quintetta's episodes?
Why are they happening?
Your specific goal would be to end them, or like why?
My goal is to help her because it's actually causing her pain and shattering her soul. She's got gravel in her soul.
So you get a glimpse of kind of like a weapon stand, or maybe a fire. Yeah, you get a glimpse of a fire, kind of like a campsite fire. For a moment, you see the fire, and then you see, instead of kindling or logs, that fire is using what looks to be a sword and a vial and a bow, like um, a a crossbow, an axe, and a wand. All of these things together holding up kind of like the center of this fire, and it's burning, and you see that the fire is like slowly diminishing, and then the wand kind of like sparks, like it's casting a spell, and vanishes. It kind of like explodes or breaks it down, and the fire keeps going.
Well, that was a non-answer.
That's your answer.
Oh, the DM rolled and gave me a random reading.
A cryptic rhyme or an omen?
Mm. Well, that just left me with more questions. I go to bed.
You struggle to fall asleep as now you have more questions to ask.
Yeah.
Aw.
So the rough glaive entering the Daedalus with everybody aboard, ready to go. The crew look to you, Marcus. All is accounted for. Ready to set sail, set to air, take off.
Shove off. Shove off.
So they're waiting for your command, and they head to the sky.
All right, men. We don't know what this journey is going to bring us, but we know
Can I
that
send
it's necessary.
Do I have time to send my letter first?
Can you do what?
Can I send my letter first? Like, I wrote the letter, but can I send it before we fly away?
What? Who's got time to? You want to send a letter?
Oh, isn't Castiel gonna do sending to try to reach Lanami today?
That was something you guys talked about doing, yeah.
Yeah, can do
So,
that.
like everybody's on the ship. It's like the very first thing in the day, and they're all like, what's? Do you have an important letter to send before we go
I
off?
just hop on my broom and I fly off.
The airship kind of like slowly goes into the air. Yeah, you could spot. There's like it looks like a tower full of birds. You can find the letter ravens.
Okay, how much does it cost?
100 gold.
Okay. Oh my god.
Yes, it's quite a powerful sending of magic birds. Sending letters anywhere you want in Aeonce.
Mm-hmm.
Or not in Aeonce. So
It's expensive.
there are other ways to send your letter, but you could
This
probably
is
take
definitely
a
the best
very
way.
long time.
This is definitely the best way. Okay. I fly back.
All right, with everybody accounted for, and Clyron catching up on her broom and boarding once again, the Daedalus heads for Grimar, flying across and over the rest of the kingdom of Barosuk. You can see below you as the many faces, the piled up buildings and crowded streets slowly shrink to ant sizes beneath you, and the fields of multitude ahead of you turn into the nice checkered scenery, and the airship continues to rise and continues to get higher and higher, and the cold sets in because at this point, moving forward, you have to get above the mountains, beyond the reach of the kingdom of Barosuk and the nearby cities. There's nothing but mountains, and even as the Daedalus continues to reach higher, you can see beyond that the peaks continue to grow higher and higher. The altitude is going to get quite high, and so
Getting high.
So, just so you know, heroes, in your rooms there are warm coats and extra blankets
Nice.
that are
Oh, man.
designed for this climate.
Try to keep the activity to a minimum. It's in the mountains. It can get quite hard to breathe. I'm not sure how many of you used to being up in the mountains, but you might want to keep the activity to a minimum if you don't want to get sick. Dahlia will kind of pass this on, and the rough glaives will settle in. Should be. And Marcus, you kind of know from the trip, it'll probably be about a week from the Kingdom of Barosuk to Gromar. So oh my goodness. I was just so into our conversations, I didn't even update your imagery here. You left. La la la. The Kingdom of Barosuk, and you are now traveling to the city of Gromar. You're slowly flying across Barasuk to the city of Grimar. So about a week of downtime goes by, and you guys will have to get an idea of what you're gonna do with any of that time, how you want to spend it. But you're in the air, traveling pretty well.
I am going to continue to work on this horn and figure out how to use it as a power source for my side project.
Okay. One thing that will for sure happen is, you guys know, Dahlia wants to meet with everybody and have a briefing about Donak and what she knows about him.
Okay.
Did we want to do the sending with Lanami?
Yeah.
Yes, we got 5 minutes. I think it was great.
So I'm guessing Nairomi kind of knows her. I don't know if Castiel does at all.
Castiel,
we all
you know.
yeah, she was. Wait, Castiel does know her or not?
You don't know her like personally. You haven't met her. She was not present at the party.
I thought
Was
she
she?
was.
I think she. No. Yeah, maybe. She might have been at the party, guys. I'll have to remember. But Castiel, you know, of course, of her as the hero of Aeonce, and your training in the Order. Um, her high rank and her power. You know, she teaches with Midas at his academy. Quintetta, you know her pretty well. She was one of your teachers. Um, and Nairomi, you've encountered her a few times personally.
Yeah.
Arden as well. You know, at the same time with Nairomi, you've encountered her with
Yeah, and I
the
thought
festival.
Castiel was there too.
When was this?
Castiel was at the party, but
Don't.
not at the Festival of Life.
Right, I was not there for that. I was
Okay.
in
Yeah, you're
Shijiazhuang
right.
the other
You're right. So right before Shijan Danji, there was the Festival of Life, and Naganshi was raising
Yeah.
an army of the undead in the sewers beneath Kain, and Lanami was there for the festival and helped. She just like swept several parts of the city with water and rinsed them all away. But we had an area of the city that we were trying to defend, and when we got into trouble, we lit a flare, and then she came in and helped.
Is my Stone of Sending an attuned item? I don't think it is.
I don't think so either. I don't recall.
But the
So
reason that I trust
will-
Lanami is
and
because
just
she is very close to Jiaobu.
I will hand the stone over to Nairomi to contact Lanami.
Oh. Thank you. I put on my binding so I don't break it. And then I
Quite
concentrate
a process.
I concentrate on a message to her.
Nairomi, actually,
Ro-
you don't
ro-
even think about it. I said Nairomi, right?
Yeah.
Nairomi. You don't even think about it at first. You go to reach as Castiel hands it out to you, and you go to like you just naturally you reach out and you grab the stone. Your hands are okay.
What?
They're not broken. They're not shriveled on fire.
Did the creators fix me? I'm not cursed anymore?
Are you saying this out loud?
I'm thinking it.
Okay.
Wait, Nairomi, your hands are different.
I start clapping. It doesn't hurt anymore.
It makes a normal clapping sound instead of screaming.
Uh, can I? And I try to I take off the hand bindings after putting
You
the
never
rock
put
down.
them on, technically. Yeah.
Oh. I just start touching stuff. Like holding things without it breaking, and
They're not breaking.
like feeling things again for the first time, because I don't remember what things feel like anymore. Oh my gosh. I guess the creators fixed me, and that I do say out loud. But anyway, and then I get the stone and I message Lanami.
Do you know what you want to say to her?
Yeah. I'll say, Lanami, it's Nairomi. I'm not sure what Shiva has told you, but you know we've been on this mission sent by her and have come to some really unfortunate, very private news that I am hoping we can entrust to you.
It cuts off there. You only have 25 words, by the way.
What?
Yeah, I linked the sending in Roll20 chat.
That wasn't 25 words yet.
It was.
No, it wasn't.
I'll let you start over. You only get 25 words.
Lanami, stop. Great danger. Stop. Don't give creator sphere to Shiva. Stop. Meet first we must. Or speak first we must. Stop. Grave importance. Stop. Fate of the world. Stop.
So you hear a chime. You know your response. Oh, Nairomi, I knew you were close to Herakron. I didn't know his lies would get to you that easily. I swore you were a stronger mind than that.
Oh. Crap on a cracker.
Please don't go down this path. And it'll end there.
Well, I just gave us away.
What do you mean?
Lanami does not trust Arakran. Thinks
Clearly.
that he was giving us lies.
That was the opinion that I had too. Tell me you didn't just tell her to not give the sphere to Shiva.
Tell you I didn't what?
Tell her to not just give the sphere to Shiva.
What was I supposed to say? We don't want her to give this. Like, I thought we could trust her.
Again, if you know me, the implicit trust is there. Her one mission is to give that sphere to Shiva.
Can I use sending again?
Yeah, the stone has three uses.
Ooh, I only had 2 written down.
I'll be.
Oh, maybe
3.
it's only 2 then.
While we have another response we can send to her, I was thinking something along the lines of speak to the creators yourself, find the truth yourself. What do you think?
That's not what you said. You're talking to your team and asking them, right? That's what I'm hearing you.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Okay. Yes, even convincing her to touch the sphere will be difficult. I don't know if she'd trust me after...
I mean, there's other ways of contacting the creators besides through just the spheres. She knows people that know divination magic. I mean, aside from Shiva.
One does not simply talk to the creators directly, even through prayer. The replies come in signs and portents and other methods than direct speech.
Yeah. If I plant something in her mind to find the truth for herself, then there's other ways than just speaking with the creators that she can go about it. Something like, I urge you to seek the truth for yourself before I don't know, following Shiva blindly. But that's not the best way to put it.
No, it is not. And I don't know what would be. I can't even think of a way that would have shaken me out of my faith before speaking directly to the creators. If there's some way you can convince her to steel herself and touch the sphere, that would be the best way.
Something like we didn't speak with Arakran, we spoke to the creators. Use the sphere and know the truth.
If she'll believe it.
Okay, I sent that.
Make a persuasion.
Oh, go crap on a cracker.
Any way I can help her with that roll since I'm there with her?
I do.
You technically helped her.
I do
Yeah.
still have this.
That wouldn't be the same. You have to talk to them. You have to display your leadership by using that.
Words are displaying leadership. Come on.
This is a spell traveling over thousands of miles.
Yeah.
You have advantage because Castiel helped you devise this. So you have advantage.
I also have this, and I also have
It is a new day. That's once a day, or
This.
until you roll a 1.
This is until the lucky coins until I roll a 1, and I have to roll a number of dice equal to my proficiency bonus, which is currently 4.
Once a day after meditating.
So I at least have an 18 plus 7. if I don't get higher than an 18, then I have a 18 plus 7 on persuasion. So yeah, okay, phew.
Oh, okay.
It's a good thing I rolled that 18.
It's a lucky add one.
So we're at a 25.
Well, you rolled a 1, so the lucky coin gets another.
No, I used my time precognition.
Right, I was gonna say, but that 1 doesn't count because you spend your 18.
Yeah. And I get a new charge on my coin.
No, you do not, because you don't actually take that 1. If you took the 1, you can get another charge.
I'm not taking the 1 for this.
I agree.
Yeah, you've had a 17 or an 18.
Yeah.
So you spend, after sending that first message and talking to Castiel, you then spend an hour thinking and meditating on this, and kind of taking the time to see and stretch your mind forward through the timelines of the possible outcomes from this. You get a glimpse of another you, giving pretty much a variation of what you and Castiel talked about, and just maybe the right way to deliver this to plant that seed of doubt. And with that,
Just
you
the
get
find
back
the
in
truth for yourself part, and you know, she's
Mhm.
she's that type of woman. I know this about her.
But Nairomi, that is a lot to take in, and a big hill to die on. But with all you're risking, I suppose I owe it to you to look into.
And we'll find out the results next time on Creators of Aeonce.
All right. Good night, everybody. Thank you. And yes, thanks for playing, guys. Thanks for a great session. All of you role played so freaking well. Y'all get inspiration.
Yay!
That was a heck
Yay,
of
and
a
I actually
session, guys.
used my inspiration.
I didn't use my inspiration yet.
I did. I used mine last time.
Gotta use that inspiration.
I use all the rerolls I can heckin' get in this game, man.
You hardly ever use your time.
I always
precognition.
forget about it.
You never spend the hour in the morning meditating.
I forget.
Thanks, guys. Good night. Liz, I'll let you say your goodbyes, but it was a good session.
Yeah, it
Well-
was a great one. It was a lot of role playing this session, but it was all good role playing, and things are moving. Important decisions are being made. But yeah, we are going to raid out to someone. I'm deciding who we should raid. If anybody has any recommendations, I'm open to it. Your D&D sessions are short. Yeah. Well, they're not. I mean, they're every Tuesday for 2.5 hours, and we used to do every other Tuesday. play a game, please. No, I gotta head to bed, Doki, or I would. But I will be on tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's Women Wednesday. But yeah, let's see. We can raid out to somebody who is playing a game. Should we raid Tay? Yeah, let's raid Tay. Tay is playing Dead by Daylight right now. And is a really good homie. So please give your love to Tay when we raid him. Give him a follow if you haven't already. Because he's worth it. And I hope you all have a fantastic... Tomorrow's Wednesday. Wednesday tomorrow. And I will see you guys tomorrow night. Is Wolfie on right now, actually? Now that Doki said that, I'm looking. Wolfie's not streaming right now. We're raiding Tay. Alright, good night, everybody. See you tomorrow.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. On we'll go. On we'll go, finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left.